Hey guys, girls, thanks for all the likes on Facebook and the post I put up. Thanks for wanting to hear about my story. It does mean a lot to me. And thank you. I just want to get the thank yous out of the way before I start, because if I forget at the end, I really don't want to. And thank you for everyone that's given me the feedback all the way through my journey. It has meant a lot to me, and I take it on board and I take it within my heart, and I use it as strength to get me to where I want to be in my life. It's all about the product and the process for me. The product I look at is the product is where I am now, and the process is what I've gone through to get to where I am now. It's more about the process for me, because the process saved my life. Look back at 2013, I was in a motel room. I was sitting on the bed. I had 24 Panadols in my hand. I wanted to take them. I wanted to fall asleep, and I didn't want to wake back up. My life was bad. Really, really bad. I won't go into too much detail of why it got that bad, but I had enough. So I was looking at suicide. It was a pretty horrendous time in my life. I was sitting there with them in my hand, about to take them. I didn't know if they were going to work. I didn't look into it. I just thought. I went down to a shop. I bought 2 packets, popped them, 24, and I thought I'd give it a go. But as I was about to do it, I started reflecting on my family, my kids, my wife, and more importantly, my parents. I didn't want them to bury another child as they already had, and I couldn't do that to them again. So our company I work for had a number to ring. It was a hotline to ring. You could ring up if you had troubles, and they'd help you out. So I rang this number up, and I was so fortunate to get a guy called Lloyd. The first thing he said to me is, "Have you contemplated suicide?" I said, yes sir, I have. He said, "When was the last time you done it?" I've contemplated it. I said, 5 minutes ago. He talked me out of it. He asked me what I was going to do. I told him it was the pills. He got me around and told me, "Don't do it, come and see me tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So that's what I did. I booked in and seen him at 9 o'clock the next day, and I went in there. I was a mess. I hadn't slept all that night. Hadn't slept much at all for months. It was a pretty horrendous time, like I said. So I went into his office, and he started talking to me about why I was like I was, and how we're going to get out of it. Excuse me for a minute. How we're going to get you out of it. I was a mess. I was sitting in the room. I still remember it. I was a blubbery mess. I couldn't articulate with him pretty much. I was crying. So after about 45 minutes, he gave me a bit of paper to fill out, and he said, "I want you to fill this out." While I was there, and so I ticked these boxes, and I was as honest as I possibly could. And he looked at it, he looked at me, and he said, "Well, after speaking to you and after seeing this form, I'm classifying you as clinically depressed." At that stage, I didn't know what that meant, but I did know what depression was, but I didn't know what clinically depression was. He said, "What we're going to do, we're going to put you into care, and we're going to get you better." I said, "I don't understand what you mean by care." He said, "We're going to put you in a facility, and we're going to make you get better." I said, "I can't do that. I cannot do that. I need to go to work. I need to get to work. I need to work. I need to get money." People that know me know my family from overseas. At that stage, they were living overseas. They're here now, thank God. And without working, without money, I couldn't get to see them. That was my priority. I pretty much begged the guy to do it. I had to get back to work. He listened to my story, which was great. He went outside and rang up my work, and he came back and he said, "Okay, I've spoken to work. We've agreed that you can go up to work, but there's one stipulation that you must stick to." And this was one of the turning points of the product of what I am today. He said, "You need to exercise." And I was expecting to hear him say, "You got this medication, you need to take it. It's going to help you sleep," which I thought, "Oh man, I need," because I was going to sleep, and if I did go to sleep, I was dreaming of what I was doing that day. So everything I thought about through the day that was making me really depressed and sad and cry and everything, I was dreaming about that. I couldn't stop. Every minute of my day was constantly dreaming about what was so wrong with my life. So I didn't get the medication. At that stage, I thought, this sucks. I just want something that I can take to fall asleep. And he said, I'm going to ring you up every second day to make sure you're exercising. So that's do you agree on it? I said, yes, I agree on it. And I'm pretty sure I had to sign like an agreement form about it. And I signed it, and up I went the next day. And to his word and to my word, he rang me every 2 days to see if I was exercising. And to my word, I did. I started. It was just walking around the town. I used to wait till 8 o'clock at night till it was very dark, put a beanie on and a jumper and walk. I was too embarrassed to do anything else. But I needed to work. So exercise I did, and at that stage it was okay. I was still pretty messed up, but I started, and I stuck to my goals of what I had to do, and Lloyd stuck to his. The 3-week swing went by, and I came home for that week, and pretty much the same. I kept walking, and he kept ringing me. The following 3 weeks, I went back. The following swing, I went back for another 3 weeks, and I was at the Brisbane airport before I flew out. And I went into a news agency, and I picked up a magazine. The magazine is this one $8.95 magazine was another turning point in my life. I picked it up. It must have looked pretty bad, like 125. I weighed myself that weekend. I was 125.8 kilos, which is not good for me. I hated myself, and that was one of the reasons why I think I was depressed. I hated to look at myself in the mirror. I hated everything about me. I just hated myself. I hated the father that I was. I hated the husband that I was. And I hated the son that I was, and it was all because I put it down to being an overweight, lazy person, but I blamed everyone else for my predicament. But I picked up this magazine, and I was flicking through it, reading the 6-minute abs, the 10 weeks to losing 20 kilos, and I thought, oh, this is awesome, this is the best magazine ever. And I came across an article. It wasn't that article that changed it. I came across one article. It was about a man who had lost weight in the same scenario as me, and he done it, and he was ripped. And I thought, well, if this guy can do it, I can do it. And so I got off that plane, and I said, I'm going to give this a crack. The man's name, who I've still got the magazine today, his name is Daniel Wheeler. He is an inspiration to me. He kick-started my life. He changed my life, and he's a big part of the product of where I am today, and a big part of the process of helping save my life, literally saving my life. I was still only walking then. I seen this man, and I thought, right, this is it. It's time to get it on. So I went into a gym. A friend of mine helped me. He became my training partner. I didn't want to let him down, and so every morning at 3:30 we got up and we went to the gym. It was just walking a treadmill or on a row. I wasn't lifting weights. I was too intimidated to lift weights. I was too shy to lift weights. I didn't want to seem like this 125 kilo bloke in there lifting weights. I was too embarrassed. I used to hide myself in a corner in the furthest treadmill away, and I used to walk or row. I'd done that for the week, and Lloyd kept on ringing me every second day, and I stuck to my word. And I think that's where I come, because in the last 2-3 years, I don't quit. I don't stop if I train. I don't ever give up. If I walk into a gym and I've got a program to do, and it's X amount of this exercise, I'll do X amount plus of that exercise, because I will not quit on my training. Because I think from the beginning, that's just been cemented in my mind to never quit, and I try and instill that in my kids and my wife, to never quit anything you start. Coming from a guy who quitted everything he started I don't know how many times I started weight loss, I don't know how many times I started trying to be a good guy, and then I just quit because it got too hard. But I don't quit anything. You put a challenge up to me, and I will give it my all. I might slow down, I might do it slowly, but I won't quit. I'll crawl there to do it. That's my mindset at this stage, and that's the mindset you've got to have if you want to achieve whatever you want in life. So I came home after that swing, and then I needed to find a gym in Ballina. I didn't know which gym to find, and I went, well, I'll just go to the closest one to my house. It was called Ballina Fitness Studio / Muscle Coach. I knew nothing about it, never stepped foot in the joint. I went, okay, I'll go and sign up. So I walked in there, and the man behind the counter welcomed me. He didn't look me up and down. He looked me straight in the eye and said, yeah, mate, come in and we'll help you out. I told him what I wanted to do. He's probably heard it 1,000 times, but not once, and still to this day, not once does he disrespect the challenge that I always put in front of myself. His name's Mark Simpson, the owner of the gym, and he's a big part of my life, still is a big part of my life, as Dan is, and he just inspires me every day. Sometimes I go down there through the week to just to chat to him in the afternoons. I probably waste his time by talking to him, but we both love a chat, and he's an awesome man. And if you're ever in the Ballina area, this is just my personal opinion, and you want to go to a gym and you don't want to feel intimidated, I don't know what the other gyms are like, so this is just my personal opinion, is go and see this man. He will help you out. He's a legend. I never work out with him. I work side by side out with him sometimes, usually Saturday and Sunday mornings, and it's just an honour to be in the same gym as him pumping, because that's probably might be where I got a bit of my motivation from in the gyms, is watching him work out. He doesn't stop. He's just smashes it. So he's a massive influence of the product of meat today. So I started working out. I was doing it for about a year, and I lost about 10 kilos. I was working hard, and I just couldn't see where the problem was. I was working hard. Thought I was eating cool, but 10 kilos in a year wasn't good enough for me at that stage. I needed more, and I needed better. I still wasn't under 100 kilos, which was a goal of mine, was to get under 100 kilos, because I was sick of being 100 kilos over plus. I was sick of buying my clothes. 42 pants, 2XL shirts, going down the back of Big W, that's the only one that stocked big clothes, and finding a rack that had about two pairs of jeans I could choose from and 3 shirts I could choose from. I was just sick and tired of that. So I needed to find out what was going on. So I thought, well, this Daniel Wheeler guy who I read about, he's an online personal trainer with an awesome company called Life Changing Fitness. I thought I might give him an email and see if he can train me. I was in Australia, he's from England. I didn't know if it was going to work, being that far away, obviously. I've never met the man personally. It is one of my goals one day to meet the guy, but we have become friends as well. So I emailed him, and within, I couldn't say a time frame, but probably, let's say, a day, I got an email back saying, yeah, mate, we're cool to go. We just want you to fill this out and we'll train you. It's too easy. And so I thought, well, I'll give it a crack. I'd done a 12-week program. They said if you stick to it, you'll achieve your goal of getting under 100 kilos, which was about 15 kilos at that stage. I had to lose 15 kilos in 12 weeks. I had only lost 10 kilos in a year. I didn't see how this was possible, but I thought, okay, I'm going to give it everything. What they say to eat, I'll eat. What they say to do in training, I'll train. I'll do that. If they said eat a shit sandwich, I would have eaten a shit sandwich to achieve getting under 100 kilos. They sent me through an email to say your training, my trainer was. I was a bit disappointed at that stage that I didn't get Daniel, because he was my man. He was the one I read about. He was the one that started it. I was disappointed, I won't lie, I was very disappointed. I got a trainer called Darren Farrell, who, man, like I've rapped Daniel, I've rapped Mark, and this guy deserves a bigger rap, which I don't want to do, but he deserves it, because this man has trained me. He's just done everything to be able to even more never make me lay in a bed and have a handful of Panadols to put in my mouth and hopefully go to sleep. I don't want to do that ever again in my life. And this man has helped me believe that. And he wasn't just a personal trainer. He turned out to be a friend like the rest. But like I said, he was an online trainer. I've never met him personally, but we've become friends as well as Daniel and Mark. But he was always there. He's gone through exactly the same as me. So to have someone else train you that knows what you're thinking is amazing. And because he knew, and I didn't lie to him, I told him what I had been going through. So to have a trainer to know what your mind was thinking at those stages was an awesome thing. I was lucky that I found 3 awesome guys within the fitness industry to help me. There is some dodgy ones out there, so if you are listening and you are looking at getting a PT, be very careful. Ask questions. If you're not happy with what they're going to do for you, don't sign up to them. They'll throw generic plans at you. If they don't ask for a picture of you, if they don't ask what your goals are, don't sign up with them. It's your goal, it's your dream of what you're chasing. You tell them what you want. Obviously, you have to be realistic and be within a frame. Mine was to get under 100 kilos, lose 15 kilos. I thought, man, in 12 weeks, I ain't the smartest man in the world, but that's over a kilo a week. So I thought I'd give it a crack. Like I said, I would have done anything to achieve it. So we started. 12 weeks went by, I lost 18 kilos. I smashed the 100 kilos out of the park. Got down to 97. When I cracked under the 100, it was one of the proudest moments I've ever achieved, other than my kids being born and marrying my wife. It was a great feeling to actually be able to do it, because for years and years and years I just wanted to do that, and I'd done it. And I continued getting trained by Darren because I thought, he's done it. I'd done everything he said. I trained the way he said. I ate the way he said. I had done everything he said, and it worked. And that's the thing. If you get a trainer, a good trainer, do what they say, because you will achieve it. You will fall back every now and again, and you will have a day where you've done something you shouldn't have done, like eat something you shouldn't have eaten. Don't let it worry you. Just get back on the horse and train harder the next day. If you've eaten a whole block of Top Deck chocolate, which everyone that knows me well is my weakness, get in that gym the next day and you smash a double session and you smash that Top Deck out. That's all you can do. Don't sit home feeling guilty about it and quit. You just get in that gym and you punish yourself for doing what you've done, pretty much. So, yeah, as I said, just watch out for dodgy personal trainers. The eating plan they gave me was 4 meals a day. I was eating 3 meals a day. Luckily, to eat 3 meals a day, and I was 115 kilos. I thought, how am I going to get skinny eating 4 meals a day? But that's the education I've got along the way over the last about 2 years with Darren and Daniel and Mark, was learning. I didn't just train and eat. I learnt. I asked questions. I found out why am I training this part of the body? Why am I eating this? Why have we stopped eating this, and why have we introduced this? Like I said, I ain't no PT, but I've learnt. So this is just my experiences. I'm not going to tell you how to train. I'm not going to tell you what to eat, but it worked for me. And if you did want to find out more, you can talk to me, and I will tell you exactly what I used to eat and everything. But it's pretty much just eat clean, eat one ingredient products, your meats, your salmon, your lean beef, your turkey mince, your chicken. Stuff like that. Your veg, sweet potato. It's not hard. You just don't eat shit. Don't go down to your fast food outlets. And I know it's cheap. I know it's all cheap, and sometimes that's all you can afford. But if you do look and spend a bit of time, you can find cheap food. It's not hard to do it. And if you prepare it, and I prepare my meals every night. I prepare the next day's breakfast, lunch, smoko and dinner. It all gets prepared beforehand. I used to start doing it. My wife does it all now for me. I never asked her. That's a support network I've got with her and my son, and that's a big thing too. You need a support network that's going to be there to help you. You don't want someone, while you're trying to lose weight, sit on the other side of the table eating a Domino's pizza, or eating fast food, or eating a packet of chips or something like that. Even though they do, which helps me to become mentally stronger. They don't do it every time, but once a blue moon. But you've got to be mentally strong to be able to fight that off. And trust me, when you do, and that's thrown in the bin, and you haven't touched it, you will feel better for yourself for not touching it, and you will feel proud. You'll feel good. You'll feel awesome that you haven't touched it. So believe me, get yourself a good support network as well, because it's going to help you. I'm always here to help you too. So if you're not getting it in your home, give me a call, message me, and I'll help you out. Three things that are massive is commitment. So commit to your cause. If you've got a goal, just commit to it. Go all in, boots and all. Don't go half-hearted. If it's got something to do with exercise, got something to do with the gym, you go into that gym and you work hard. Don't go in there half-hearted. Don't go in there and walk back out because your training partner hasn't turned up. If you do with a training partner and they've let you down, train by yourself or find another training partner. Don't walk in there and go, oh, well, they haven't turned up, I'll just go home. I train by myself at 3:30 every morning. A guy asked me one morning, how come I train by myself? It's hard to motivate yourself, isn't it, to train by yourself? I said, the easiest thing I've ever done. And he said, how's that? I said, mate, I was 125 kilos. I don't need any motivation to never be that person again. I will be in here, and when I'm feeling tough, when I'm about to do the fourth set of something, and I feel like I can't keep that same weight there to do it, I just picture my family, my kids and my wife, and I smash the 12 reps out plus a couple, because it's a mind thing, it's mental, it's a challenge, and you can do it. And if I can do it, believe me, anyone watching this video can do it. If I can do it, I was the most laziest person ever. I never played with my son. I never went outside and helped. I never done the gardening with my wife. I used to just sit inside. And now we're out there, not 24/7, but predominantly most of our day is spent outside. And it's all become from exercise. So I did get asked what was the defining factor in my journey, and the four of them were those four people was Daniel, Mark, Darren and Lloyd. There's no one better than the other. They're all on the same path. They all saved my life. Lloyd saved my life from swallowing the pills. Daniel saved my life for starting the exercise. Mark just continually saves my life every day. And Darren he has always saved my life, everything he's ever done. Without losing all this weight and getting fit, I would never be here, I don't think. I think I would have given up again and turned it up. So like I say, never quit. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I've proven that. Okay, so it's like I said, you got the product and the process. The process saved my life. When I first started training, it was purely about me to achieve my goal of getting under 100 kilos. But as time went by and it progressed, it wasn't about me anymore. When you have a goal in life and it's only purely about you, and you need to reflect on who else it'll change. For me, it was my family. I had to stop being selfish. It's more than me now. It's my wife, it's my kids. That's why I do what I do. That's why I get up at 3 o'clock and go and train. That's why I never miss a session. That's why if I walk into that gym, I'll give it my best. Nothing less will do. When you do it, it's just not about you. Then you'll push yourself even harder, so you don't let the people down that you're doing it for. Quitting isn't an option. And when you do it for the ones you love, you'll strive even further and better to achieve your goals. Believe me, when you got them in your mind when you're down at the gym and you're thinking of quitting, you won't quit. You won't quit. You won't quit on your family. No one quits on their family. I did, and I'll never quit on them again. With my training and eating, it has given me the opportunity to lose the weight. There are things now that I want to achieve, and why can't I achieve them? Why? You tell me why. I ask myself why. Why can't I be a better husband and a father? Why can't I achieve the best body I can? Why can't I be proud of the person I have become and more? Why? Why not me? There's no reason why. The only reason why is if I don't push myself to be that better person. You know, the goals are getting achieved, and when I look back and see my son outside playing footy, running around, just kicking it outside, and he's asked me, is what he's eating going to make him big and strong like Dad? That makes me proud, and proud that I started, and proud that my son looks up to me, and proud that every morning and night I kiss my wife and my son and tell them that I love them, and I wake up and see them still sleeping. It's just it's an awesome feeling when I go to the gym and see them just laying beside me, because 3 years ago that might not have been any more happening. So never give up on your dream, no matter how big or small it is. Just go out there and get it. Just do whatever you got to do to get it. Sacrifice. What are you going to sacrifice to give up? What are you going to give up for you to get your dream? You don't need 12 hours sleep at night. You don't need to drink 6 beers every night. Just don't sacrifice your family. Don't sacrifice yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe that dreams do come true. My dream was to get under 100 kilos. I'm 91 kilos as of today. Might not mean much, but I'm 13% body fat as well. I'm just a better person, a better father, and a better husband, and a better son. Just always believe in yourself. Respect.